Where shall we go today? Where shall we go? Where do you want to go today? Let's walk round
Bradford.
If you're a bus spotter, and why would you be? You can spot loads of buses here in Bradford. If you like modern art, architecture, like this bus station, then you like old stuff as well, like this, you can do a lot worse than come to Bradford, because the buildings here are spectacular. I'm sat on a donkey, I'm not even joking, and it's going to take me around Bradford. I don't know where you put the money in though. There are some ancient Roman floors here as well, including this one, which represents the sea, which is ironic because the nearest sea is over 60 miles away. Possibly, might be a bit further, might be a bit nearer. But either way, it's a very nice Roman floor mural. The building behind me is probably the town hall, but I wouldn't know that because I've never been here before. But it's very tall and very phallic, and I like a nice phallic thing, apparently. Bradford likes to celebrate Easter all year round with this egg. There are a lot of open spaces in Bradford as well. This is like the second one I've found, and I've only been here 5 seconds. If you like domes, and who doesn't like a good dome, then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 domes, all next to each other. It's dome-tastic! Like some other towns, there's some interesting photographic artworks on the walls. But these ones are actually quite pretty. Even that's pretty, even though it's devastation. And that's been vandalised. And that's feet. Pretty clouds. So yeah, you get the idea anyway. There are some nightlife spots as well around here, including this nightclub and this one called Mode. Although I think at the moment it's in derelict mode, so it's probably not worth going. Some buildings are actually quite tall and modern. Derelict building there, it's very nice. It's got a car park growing out of its backside. Even though it's a little bit run down round here, they still want to celebrate Christmas all year round. Obviously they're not lit at the minute because it's daytime. Some architecture is amazing, like this, which unsurprisingly is called the Castle Hotel, or the Castle as they like to call it around here. And then other architecture, you're just like, oh my god. But it's yeah, you see, it's got a little pub there. That's beautiful. Now, far be it for me to criticise sign writers, but that sign there is perfectly legible. Unfortunately, they didn't take into account the architecture where the sign was going. That's like a modern Victorian thing. I don't quite know what's going on there with that canopy. Cool name, I'm Droid, but the building looks ancient. 1989. Fulton's, famous for brands. Not famous for me though, I've never heard of them. If you want to get a tan, you can do. Look, there's a solarium here. What lovely name have they come up for it? They've called it Hell Tanning Studio. That's amazing. Look at that, we're in America now. No, we're not. We're still in Bradford. See, I know I think we're in London, but we're not. We're still in Bradford. But nice name, Piccadilly. That looks like people have chosen other ones, unfortunately. You can see all the old architecture here as well. It's hardly touched. Bearing in mind, we're still in the city centre, which is quite surprising. Prove it. There you go, there's the city centre with the Skyway to Heaven going over. The sculpture. Do you know what it is yet? Do you know what it is yet? That's right, it's a needle for sewing, which goes back to the history of this place when they used to put buttons on shirts for people. Gino De Campo has got a hair salon here. And look, we are open, although sadly it's closed at the moment. This grand building is in fact the Midland Hotel, but I don't think it's as grand as the NatWest Bank. Look at that, the tower on the top and everything, that's beautiful. The Midland Hotel from the other side of it. If you like curves, and who doesn't, you can do a lot worse than come to Bradford, because they love curved buildings. Again, the architecture here starts off with some really fabulous old buildings, and then directly opposite the road you've got this modern stuff going on. It's a heck of a contrasting city. Statue here, W.E. Forster. He obviously bossed people around when he was alive. Don't know who he is. He's telling you to go that way, which is the Broadway. Unfortunately, he's wrong, because it's all boarded up, you can't go in. One thing that is impressive is the fact that these buildings, all these old buildings, are so tall. I mean, that one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 floors, but that floor ends up being a basement as it goes up the hill, because it's quite hilly here as well. Again, the buildings are massive. They're almost like skyscrapers, Victorian skyscrapers I suppose you could call them. Building we've just looked at with next to another building which is really nice, and then you've got this 60s monstrosity, ugly thing. I mean, if anything needs to get demolished, that Bradford, get rid of it. 2 figures carved from Mansfield stone represent the original personal relationship between a Provident insurance agent and a customer. The sculpture took 9 months to complete. It was unveiled in 1986. The former location of the Provident Financial Head Office, Sunbury Street, Bradford. And there you go. It's the insurance guy, I assume, because he's got his book, and then that with the customer. And been here since 1986, which is longer than Debenhams in the background. They'll have been here, because that's a new building, but unfortunately Debenhams is now gone. So these statues will outlast Debenhams as well. Just going down these stairs, and up there's a park, which is very popular apparently with the kids to meet their friends. Now, if you like ice cream, you've probably had a Frankie and Benny's. I've had a vegan one, it was very nice. But sadly, Frankie wanted to go a different direction. He wanted to go all savoury. And Benny was like, no, ice cream's our fortune. We've made a fortune from it. Anyway, they've split up, and the first shop in Britain to open up with a new Frankie's is in fact hidden by that bus. What perfect timing. Is in fact a burger joint. So that is Frankie's, formerly a Frankie's and Benny's, getting his own way. If you want to drive around Bradford, I probably wouldn't bother, because it's gridlock. But there's some nice places there to go at, and there's nice shops and things up there as well. But you just can't get anywhere because it's total gridlock. But here's an interesting thing. These lads here, that there is a billboard thing, and inside is a pay and display machine. Posh! So if you want to come somewhere that's got some really brilliant old architecture and some really rubbish new architecture that's on hills and has other exciting things going on, like a bus station that's beautiful for bus spotting, and also some gargoyles. We like gargoyles, don't we? That are not on churches. Then you could do a lot worse than come to Bradford. If you want to look at churches, I saw one, but it was closed and I couldn't get anywhere near it. So don't come to Bradford, go somewhere else for churches. Till next time, bye!
Where shall we go today? Where shall we go? Where do you want to go today? Let's walk round.
Amazing. This one's just average. Oh, that's a bit bonk.